There's a reason why most locals don't do half the things visitors pay for on Oahu. In this episode, you'll discover the top 5 activities that are actually worth your time and money, plus some free alternatives that might be even better. And we'll talk about the planning mistake that causes most families to overspend on overcrowded attractions while missing the experiences their families will remember forever. Welcome to Hawaii's Best, the podcast helping you plan an unforgettable trip to Hawaii. And today we're talking all about the top things to do on the island of Oahu. Now, most people, when planning their trip, they focus on the big stuff you got to take care of, booking the hotel, finding beaches you want to go to, maybe looking up a luau and booking that. But it's important to know which activities actually work for your family and are worth your time, your money, and create those memories that you're hoping to create in this trip to Oahu. So whether you're on a budget or you're just ready to spend that cash on Oahu, this list definitely has all of that, and we're just going to get right into it. By the way, I do have a free PDF guide in the show notes below, first link, that you can follow along or download it later for planning. It has all these details that I talk about in this episode. Also, before we get to the list, and it does go along with the list, is we're going to talk about Hanauma Bay and some of the booking changes that just went into effect on November 1st, this past Saturday. So if you are visiting or planning to visit, you have 2 ways to book now. First is the standard city reservation system way. You'll book online exactly 2 days in advance at 7 a.m. Hawaii time. So, Monday morning at 7 a.m. for Wednesday, Tuesday morning for Thursday, and so on. You get it. You're smart. It's important to note that it's $25 per person for non-residents, and kids 12 and under are free, and parking is $3 cash only. The second option is new. You can now book up to a month in advance through Roberts Hawaii. These packages include round-trip transportation from Waikiki and Ala Moana on electric tour buses. Sounds super fancy. Plus your entry ticket. So what's cool about this option is that you get to watch the required educational video while on the bus. So that means you're skipping that step when you arrive to Hanauma Bay. So why this matters? The city's keeping daily attendance around 1,400 people total to protect the reef at Hanauma Bay. So that's up to 400 tickets per day go through the new shuttle system, which leaves fewer spots in the standard 2-day reservation system. So all that to say, if you want to lock in your date early and you don't mind the shuttle service, it's not a far drive from Waikiki to Hanauma Bay. That month ahead option through Roberts Hawaii is probably your best bet. Plus, you get to check the box for that educational video that you are required to watch no matter which option you choose. But if you're planning on driving yourself and want to control your timing, stick with the 2-day city system, but book right at 7 a.m. when it opens. Hawaii residents still get free entry without reservations, and it's just $1 parking fee for Hawaii residents. And one more thing, this is a trial period. So the city says they'll adjust things throughout the year based on how it's working. So to get the up-to-date information from whenever you're planning on traveling, check the official Hanauma Bay website before your trip for any updates. All right, let's get to the top things to do on Oahu.
Number 1.
If you've seen photos of people snorkeling in a kind of a horseshoe-shaped bay with volcanic cliffs, that's Hanauma Bay. Super popular, super famous. It's one of the best snorkeling spots on the island of Oahu, and it's great for families as well. And like I mentioned, you have those 2 booking options for how you choose to visit. The park is open on Wednesdays through Sunday from 6:45 a.m., and its last entry is at 1:30 p.m., and it closes at 4 p.m. So they're closed on Mondays and Tuesdays to kind of let the reef recover from activity. One tip I didn't mention in the travel update that is if you are planning on driving yourself, your family, your group, arrive at least 45 minutes to an hour before your reserved time. That gives you time to park, check in, watch the mandatory educational video. But obviously, if you are taking the Roberts Hawaii shuttle, you'll watch the video on the bus. You can rent snorkel gear on site for about $20 to $25 or bring your own. Swimming with the fish and maybe spotting a sea turtle, that's just some memories right there that your family is going to love.
Number 2.
This is one of our favorites. We did this last time we were on Oahu, maybe 2 times ago. I can't remember. This is High Honey Farm on the North Shore. This is one of those experiences that is both educational and hands-on. What's really cool about this is you get to hang out with honeybees, and that might sound kind of weird. And honestly, it was weird going there thinking, what are we going to do? We're just going to hang around a bunch of bees. But it was super cool. Stanislav and his family were just so welcoming for myself, my girls, my in-laws as well. 4 of us went out, my wife, our oldest kid, and my father-in-law. We went out and did the whole beekeeping experience, got suited up while the rest of them stayed around and played with their family, which was really cool and welcoming. We're the only ones there, and really got to experience the farm and the amazing history of the honeybee and the importance of it, and especially right there in the North Shore. Tours run between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. most days, except for Mondays. You want to plan on about an hour and a half to 2.5 hours. Definitely would recommend booking through their website and confirm availability for your dates. It's completely safe, but if you do have an allergy to bee stings, I would definitely call. I'm not sure exactly how that works, so definitely call. And basically the tour, you walk through their farm, you learn about beekeeping and why bees matter, and get suited up. You wear protective beekeeping suits, which is cool, and you get a good photo. But the best part is really the honey tasting. There's over 10 different varieties, from classic Hawaiian honey to unique flavors like Hawaiian hot honey sauce and matcha honey. Go on their website. I'll link it below. I think they offer discounts for Hawaii residents. So if you're listening and you're living on the island of Oahu, I believe they do offer some discounts. I was actually talking to randomly an old realtor of ours. He called. They're going to Oahu soon. And he was like, you do this Hawaii's Best thing. I'm like, yeah, I've been doing it for a little while. Well, tell me about what's good to do. And this was the first thing I recommended that they go and do, because it was great for our younger kids at the time. We have teens now, but they have older teens and their early 20s going. And I really think this is one of those tours that kind of gets everyone's interest, and it's just so exciting. So I can't recommend them enough.
Number 3.
Okay, let's go to number 3, and it's up there on the loop. So maybe you'll want to tag this onto your High Honey Farm. It'd be a busy day if you do, but I think you can do it. Is go to Waimea Valley. This is a perfect spot for families. It's not just a hike, and it's not really a hike. It's pretty level, but it's a 400-acre botanical garden with over 5,000 plant species, cultural demonstrations, and a waterfall at the end. And what's cool about the waterfall is that it's lifeguarded, so you can go and still be careful and all that good stuff, but there are lifeguards there, which kind of gives another layer of safety. The valley is open Tuesday through Sundays from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's closed on Mondays. And in November, you're listening to this November in 2025, it'll be closed on Thanksgiving Day. Admission is $25 for adults, and I believe $20 for seniors and students with ID, and $15 or so for kids from 4 to 12. And Hawaii residents and military do get a discount. I think that is like $10 for adults and $6 for kids. Parking is free. It's a little sketch. You got to kind of find a spot, but you'll be fine. The walk to Waimea Falls is about almost a mile. It's paved, so it's stroller friendly, which is pretty rare for a hike in Hawaii. If it's hot out, this is a great place to go cool off. It's super shaded, and along the way you get to see botanical collections arranged by region, Hawaiian plants, African plants, Southeast Asian plants. It's a great experience. We actually had the executive director of Waimea Valley on the podcast, and I'll be sure to link that below, and you get even more history and more of what to expect, because they've done some new initiatives this year, and I'll let him be able to explain that. So after this episode, you can go ahead and listen to that link below.
Number 4.
Kayak to the Mokulua Islands. This is something pretty unique that you might want to put on your list. So if your family likes adventure and being on the water, kayaking to the Mokulua Islands, or known as the Mokes, it's definitely a must. These are the 2 little islets off of Kailua. If you're at Lanikai Beach or Kailua Beach Park or Waimanalo, these are the 2 little islets out in the distance. The larger island, Mokonui, is open to visitors, and it's a perfect spot for snorkeling and exploring. So how this works is you launch from Kailua Beach Park or Lanikai Beach, and it's about a 30 to 45-minute paddle from Lanikai. So you'll need to rent kayaks, and prices start around $80 for self-guided rentals. But the rental company usually includes the required landing permit in your fee. And weather can vary. Sometimes it can be calm, sometimes it can be windy. So book with a rental company that can advise you on the best days to go. Companies like Kailua Beach Adventures provide gear, permits, and safety tips. But once you're on Mokunui, there are no facilities, no restrooms, no food, nothing. So bring everything in a waterproof bag. Water, snacks, sunscreen, snorkel gear. The snorkeling is just fantastic there. My wife actually did this, and she had a kind of a gnarly story coming back. Out there, it was great, calm. They went with a guide, actually. But on the way back, the wind picked up, and it was pretty crazy trying to get past the surf and get back up on the kayak to get back over to Lanikai. When you book with the company, they'll be able to answer a lot of those questions, what current conditions are and all that good stuff.
And finally, number 5.
This is probably our family's one of our favorite free activities to do is the Ho'omaualuhia Botanical Garden on the east side of Oahu. This is in Kaneohe and is one of Oahu's best, I don't know if it's a best kept secret anymore, but it's completely free. This place, it's 400 acres with plants, tropical regions around the world, and it's back along the setting of the Ko'olau Mountains. When you drive in, it's like the best entrance to anything in Hawaii, really. You've probably seen pictures. I'll put pictures in the show notes that'll link to a blog post. But the garden is open daily from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., and it's closed on Christmas Day and New Year's Day. Like I mentioned, parking is free. But starting in 2026, they're going to be closed on Thursdays, actually. For this year, November 2025 and December, you're good to go. But they call this a day of rest for the gardens. So Thursdays starting in 2026, and this is just brand new, just announced in October. But here you got hiking trails through different themed gardens, Hawaiian, Polynesian, African, Indian, Malaysian. There's actually a freshwater lake there where you can fish on Wednesdays and Saturdays if you have a Hawaii fishing license. A lot of families picnic here. We haven't picnicked here, but we've gone here quite a few times and just kind of spent the afternoon and go back into town and grab a bite. But you can, do bird watching. Our oldest loves watching for birds, or just drive through the scenic loop of the gardens. This is one of the most photographed spots on the island of Oahu. You'll see why, but be mindful of where you're taking your pictures. And some people just stop, like they'll just stop in the middle of the road and take a picture. So one, be aware of that, but two, try to be aware of your surroundings and not just block traffic to get the shot. There's plenty of opportunities to get amazing pics. I highly recommend this. It's free, and this kind of goes into our bonus ones, a few more free activities I want to give you. And one of them is kind of obvious, but I want to give you some spots to go to, and that's catching the sunset. You got to catch the sunset no matter what island you go to, but Oahu, some of the spots that we love, one is out in Ko'olina on the west side. The water's calm, it's protected, it's great for a late afternoon swim before sunset. Typically, always a great sunset out in Ko'olina. And the other one is Sunset Beach on the North Shore, and really lives up to its name. You want to bring a blanket, maybe some snacks, and you get to watch the sky just change colors. And if you are visiting this wintertime, maybe get there a little early and watch some of the big waves. Don't get in the water, just watch some of the big waves. It's just such a cool, iconic Hawaii experience. The other one is, I know it might sound kind of commercial, but it's Waikiki. Waikiki, the sunset of Waikiki and the vibe of sunset at Waikiki is something that you got to experience. You got, Diamond Head off to the left, and then sunset is happening off to the right. And you got music happening at Duke's. It's like old Waikiki kind of vibes. So everyone lines up. It's just a cool moment to see and watch the sunset and experience that in Waikiki at least one time. The other one, our favorite hike, is the Makapu'u Lighthouse hike. It's all paved, so if you got strollers, we used to do this when the girls were young and we had strollers, and it was just a way for us to get out as a whole family. It's about a 2-mile round trip paved hike. There is a pretty good incline. The trail is open daily from 7 a.m. to 6:45 p.m. It's free, no reservations needed. There's parking. The lot fills up pretty quickly, and then it kind of spills out to the road and just it's kind of a busy road there. So if you need to cross the street, but the hike gains about 500 feet in elevation. So it's a moderate workout, but nothing super intense. Plenty of places to stop along the way. During the wintertime, you can do some whale watching from up there. You can see the humpback whales migrate from November through May-ish. And the Makapu'u Point is one of the best spots on Oahu to spot them. So if you got binoculars, bring those. One thing to note, though, about this hike is that there is no shade. It can be hot, so you want to do this early in the morning. The other bonus activity, this is an incredible drive. It's one of the best scenic drives, and that's the H3 highway. It's one of the most spectacular drives you'll experience. This is a 60-mile stretch of freeway that cuts through the Ko'olau Mountains, connecting Pearl Harbor to the Marine Corps bases on the windward side in Kaneohe. And I know a freeway doesn't sound that exciting, but trust me, the H3 takes you through tunnels over 5,000 feet long, and see if you can hold your breath the whole time. But when you come out the other side, you're seeing lush green valleys, dramatic mountain cliffs, and Kaneohe Bay. I like going from Kaneohe over towards Pearl Harbor, so that's going west. What we like to do, I'm not giving you an itinerary, but it kind of leads up to what I just mentioned. But, if you take H1 out to Makapu'u and get some sunrise and get a little hike action, and then you go up to the botanical gardens. And once you're done at the Ho'omaluhia Botanical Gardens, then you take it back towards Pearl Harbor and you get this incredible view. There's no toll, it's free, and you get some of the view, especially if you're going during this time or maybe a wetter season. You get some of the waterfalls coming down the Ko'olau Mountains. So there you go. Those are my top things that you got to do on the island of Oahu for families, your first time, whatever your case is. Those are my top picks. I could have gone and done a bit more, but my biggest advice would be book Hanauma Bay early, check weather conditions before outdoor activities, and also don't forget to grab the free PDF in the show notes below. It's got all the details for this episode, plus everything else that I mentioned as far as High Honey Farm to my interview with the executive director of Waimea Valley. All that can be found in there and in the show notes below. So I hope that this was helpful for you and your planning. And until next time, as always, live with aloha. Mahalo for listening to this episode of Hawaii's Best. To stay up to date on future episodes, hit follow on your podcast app. Hawaii's Best is a production of Shorebreak Media Group with editing by Easy Podcast Solutions and music courtesy of our friends Stick Figure.